On this oak table covered with ancient scrolls, one scholar believed it was the mysterious sea peoples who wreaked havoc upon the great Bronze Age empires around 1200 BCE. He never discovered their origin. His theory swirled from every direction of the Mediterranean. But for decades, his explanation was accepted as pivotal to understanding the crumbling of these once mighty civilizations like Mycenae, the Hittites, and the New Kingdom of Egypt. Without this formidable explanation, the collapse seemed bewildering. Texts mention piratical raids, mass migrations by sea, and terrible destruction. These sea peoples became a signature figure in the narrative. Throughout history, our understanding of these sea peoples has shifted. The scholar at his table made civilization collapse seem sudden, a brutal onslaught causing cities to burn and empires to fall. From the maps, sweeping arrows signify their alleged attacks, pillaging Ugarit, destroying the trade networks, and pressing upon Egypt's borders. Yet, as decades passed, views shifted, illuminating larger patterns. The idea took root that these events were symptoms of deeper structural problems. What had seemed a chaotic storm that struck out of nowhere began to reconnect to different dynamics, slowly altering our perceptions of the cataclysm. While pondering the ruins, scholars returned to the table laden with treaties, contracts, and correspondence, inspecting the once flourishing trade networks across the ancient world. The collapse of long-standing exchange routes for tin and copper, essential for bronze, indicated that internal factors could have fragmented these civilizations. The scholar suggested that economic hardships might have triggered instability, turning neighbors against each other and leading to widespread unrest. Disputes about prices, supply failures, and diplomatic discord might have intensified pressures on the strongholds. This internal fracture became a pivotal piece of the investigatory puzzle, slowly shifting from immediate external threats to simmering economic convolution. Other historians proposed that warfare beyond the sea peoples continued to shape the disintegration. On his table, the scholar rolled out frescoes and inscriptions unveiling continual skirmishes between neighboring states. These battles could bleed resources dry as military upkeep drained treasuries. The priorities placed upon defense over agriculture and trade falsified earlier accounts emphasizing barbarians alone. The conquering of land seemed an ever-present pursuit but ultimately led only to additional decay within society. Consequential conflicts felt common yet become invaluable in broader understandings of decline. Thus, persistent war's role expanded our comprehension beyond single calamities towards prolonged attrition. Natural influences have reshaped beliefs too. On the table appeared desiccated remnants of farming tools, connected through scholarly inquiry to environmental degradation. Environmental data revealed prolonged droughts during the Late Bronze Age, wreaking havoc upon agrarian economies. Withering crops strained kingdoms dependent upon surpluses for both sustenance and trade. Famine could force population movements, sparking further conflicts over remaining resources. Our scholar noted these pressures through weathered agricultural implements paired with climate reconstructions. Through this lens, climatic change imbued the story of collapse with unpredictable shifts towards hardship and upheaval, essential in multifaceted analyses of this ancient decline. The scholar spread administrative tablets across the oak table, fascinated by the intricacies of palace economies under duress. As powerful city-states revolved around these centralized bureaucracies, they faced immense strain. The collapse generated interest in governance itself, scrutinizing how bureaucratic failures contributed to broader societal disintegration. Unable to administer vast territories effectively amid emerging crises, a chain reaction unfolded, local leadership fragmented, societal order succumbed, gates opened to invaders. The scholar saw this realignment as indicative of civilization's fragility, revealing that centralized systems offered vulnerability amid turmoil. From here, our understanding incorporated intertwined institutional implosions with growing complexity. Diplomacy, once seen sparingly in discussions, earned renewed spotlight under newer analyses. Letters from ruler to ruler elegantly laid upon the scholar's study table spoke of alliances straining under immense pressure, escalating from disputes into outright war. Historical reconstructions piece together intricate and sometimes volatile relations accompanied by political economic sway. Not simply isolated kingdoms influenced Bronze Age exchanges, their confluence played a crucial role in tension and conflict emerging globally. This pivotal element of correspondence guided thinkers toward broader interpretations, illuminating how diplomacy textured the ancient collapse narrative and supporting assets emerged alongside devastating conflict. As sepia images of ruined cityscapes spread across the scholars' table, they invoked questions of urban life gone awry. Scholars began tracing shifts in urban demographics, assessing social disorder alongside physical decay. Abandonment of once bustling urban centers emerged from pressures internal and external, where rural insurrectionists and external threats united. Wealth once secured by cradling metropolis ebbed away, migrating towards safer confines, revealing both civilian resilience and new survival paths evolved within emptied chambers and streets. Here, societal transformations highlighted urban transition engulfed under multi-layered collapse influences, feeding into a dynamic reinterpretation accepting reformed regional hierarchies and dispersed influence networks. Another intriguing shift occurred regarding the use and production of bronze itself. The supply chain ruptures that eroded stability began to feature prominently around the table of ancient digits meticulously tracked. Incorrect assumptions concerning resources brought destructive realities into clearer focus. The complexity of smelting and the alloys required for bronze tied communities inextricably to trade stability. Knowing how vital mineral dependencies impacted economics and relationships took precedence, witnessed through careful analysis of artifacts depicting relentless ventures into metal craftsmanship and exhausting resource acquisition methods defining Bronze Age legacies enduring beyond initial collapses infused greater intricacies into the existing narrative. Among rippling parchment maps adorned with migration trails, charts traced the populous movements beyond merely marauding sea peoples. Scholars considered broader mass displacements as stemming from cumulative destinies borne upon hardship waves washing populations to distant shores. These migrants brought cultural retellings, unbalancing societal strongholds as new communities intertwined, sparked wars, assimilated skills, harmonized teachings, and squeezed resources further. Their broader influence upon the transition between Bronze to Iron Age exposed communal identity changes. Thus, mass movements linked upheaval to resurgence under adapted frameworks adjusting within widely impacted geopolitical disruption indicative of inherent vulnerabilities shifting from expansive empires to grassroots dynamics. Archaeologists contributed another angle, excavating layers untouched by early theories. Careful examinations of pottery shards, weapon fragments, and skeletal remains occupied the scholar's gaze. As each layer of earth unearthed secrets in spirals associated with settlements, historians recognized discernible patterns across the Mediterranean and Near East. These archaeological scraps reveal occupational discontinuities and cultural persistence developing uniquely across the lands. Here, they encourage perception realignments with new questions about continuity amid transformation, offering insights that without the comprehensible traces artifacts exposed, historical imagination seemed lost. Shifts from physical evidence interpretation reinforce complexity highlighting transformations amplifying collapse narratives beyond formally held reasoning. Amidst illuminated diagrams upon the scholar's table depicted shifts in scholarly understanding over time itself reduced simplistic explanations into complex, multifaceted interpretations. Chronological patterns engaged contemporary reasonings like environmental and technological analyses, reshaping questions around the collapse. As multiplicity immersed beneath conjecture, viewers saw shifting from deterministic one-cause assumptions to balanced sequencing layered complexities. This evolving narrative suggests abstractions buried within empirical findings now speak nature's influence, resource dynamics, and societal transitions layered broadening perspectives requiring interdisciplinary engagement adjusting approaches beyond linear forecasting toward multidimensional discourse testing indivisible intellectual horizons within historical discipline challenges. historian investigations cross-checked existing knowledge against ancient scripts and diagrams opened intricately upon the scholar's table, reshaping inquiry through cautiously pieced reconstructions translating lost languages of economic transactions and socio-political directives. One current scholar particularly identified shifts problematicizing neat narratives describing one-dimensional conquests, adapting interpretative strategies layering reasons to define ancient collapses more profoundly. Upon this re-evaluative journey, discovering integrity featured largely inevitable significances, necessitating conscious acceptance of fragmentary narratives depicting believable interconnected causes diffusing complex interpretations shaping communal awareness challenging preceding ideas revealing richer, symphonic ideas ever forming accepted deconstruction broadening accepted Bronze Age chronicles progressively. Finally, within the framework of the symposium where modern scholars ild this vibrant composite dialogue bridged time's breadth, extending understandings encapsulating various collapse reasons discussed across decades. Their conclave, embodying arguments interpreted through enduring lenses, appreciated how trajectories unfolded interactively crafting reconciliative accounts emphasizing innovations derived via intersectional methodologies. Scholars explored interconnectedness stitching together aggregate insights purposefully manifesting beneath theoretical broadening platforms. Understanding diversified illuminations accentuated refreshing explorations where, despite originating divisions, renouncing confined exclusivity culminated collaboratively. Thus, the collapsing past expands today's horizon through informed analyses contemplating humanity's evolution connectedly underpinning both historical intricacies and active interpretations expressing adaptive voices. In the end, the scholar's table holds centuries of insights, like an oak stage for myriad interpretations as new theories emerged from its grain. Across poems and mathematical constructs, lists of kings and goods transported, the cumulative realizations led us to a wider comprehension of the Bronze Age collapse. Whether viewing through the lens of environmental change, migratory adaptations, political disintegration, or economic disruption, repeatedly scholars cradled interlinkages of events, enriching the tributaries feeding rivers of discovery. This holistic revelation taught that understanding the ancient demise intrinsically links preservation of knowledge spanning generations, underscoring impermanence encouraging resilience from past echoes reshaping significance.